Now, just like last time. Just how Krista showed me.
Hey everybody, we're the Bayou Boys. I'm Boudreaux. And I'm Thibodeau. And there's three things that we love doing: eating boudin, eating crawfish, and watching WGS-TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFXTV. I'm the WrestleGamer at WB and this is going to be the Monday Night Raw review for the week of August 25th, 2014. Slight programming note, we did attempt to record a review just yesterday here on WGS-TV, but due to some technical glitches and some people who, let's just say, were acting a little less than mature when
and then I'll go. You'll never see me again, I promise.
Again, so we're having to redo the Raw review. And joining me on this week's Monday Night Raw review, ladies and gentlemen, from YouTube.com/LanceMoss-TV, he is the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. And Billy, I just got to tell you, you got to not listen to Q&A holes.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
What do you think?
I want to start off with the big Hall of Fame panel. You know, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, talking about, you know, downplaying John Cena. You know, especially what happened at SummerSlam, of course, with the big announcement that Cena's going to be getting his rematch at Night of Champions, which prompts Cena to come out and basically just say completely the opposite of what the panel was saying. You know, I'm not just going to beat Brock Lesnar. I'm going to beat his AEW crooked letter. So it's out there, and there's one thing our host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, Rick, had discussed when we tried the review just yesterday about how John Cena was coming out about a week too early, and a lot of fans kind of disagreed with that notion and disagreed with the fact that they brought Cena out. And Lance, I'm just going to ask you, do you kind of agree with what Rick Head was trying to say? You know, the fact that Cena just came back a little bit too early from SummerSlam?
Yes, I do, because of the beating Brock gave him. It's like, I gotta go back to it. The last time they had a match where he said he was gonna come, he's gonna take some time off. He showed up the next night on Raw, and nothing ever happened. There should at least 2 weeks, because he is having some nagging injuries right now. Anyway, give the man a little bit of a break.
Yeah, I agree with you up to that point. Rusev and Jack Swagger, you know, and it was something we said a while back. You know, Rusev and Jack Swagger, you know, Swagger was on a big face turn. You know, they were pushing him hot against Rusev, and now all of a sudden it's not happening too much. I mean, you know, we're looking at this match right here, unusual finish in my opinion. You know, there's something we don't see very often in the wrestling industry. Rusev was attacking the midsection of Jack Swagger, the injured ribs. The referee deemed Swagger unable to continue, declared Rusev the winner. And then, of course, backstage we see further evidence of them pushing Swagger not towards Rusev now, but towards Bo Dallas, saying, Bo Dallas is back then training and saying, you know what, you continue to let everyone down, but all you got to do to turn that around, it's just believe. Lance, do you believe that this thing could work between?
I guess if I have to, I can use this for stitches.
Yes, but as soon as I heard, I knew James from Big Easy was screaming his head off.
Yep, pretty much. WWE are not really up on Bo Dallas, but I think only time can tell as to where they go from here. Up next, a surprising revelation in the WWE: the United States Championship is still relevant in the company, and I found that to be rather odd. Rob Van Dam taking on Cesaro with the winner to become the new #1 contender for championship. On the preview yesterday, we kind of went on a little bit of a rant talking about the relevancy of the United States Championship. We're not going to do that on here for the sake of time, because I know a lot of people want to know exactly what we have to say. But we'll probably say kind of a talk for another discussion video. People tune into the Raw review to hear about Monday Night Raw. We'll talk about in the WWE on another video. Promise you. It kind of made sense. Shane was on commentary, which was good, by the way. You really needed something like him. But you kind of get the feeling that they were going to push towards Cesaro because, like I said, they were making mention of him, especially during the match. And, face versus face for a championship sometimes really doesn't sell very well. So, 9 times out of 10, you would see the heel go against the face champion, and that's the way they turned out with this one. But I got to say, I'm not really disappointed with the outcome, Lance. I don't know about you.
No, I mean, I'll be flat out honest. I'm a big RVD fan, but I know he's leaving sometime soon. For we all know he does 90 days on, 90 off, 90 on, 90 off. But I knew they ain't going to give him a belt anymore.
Yeah, but hopefully they'll get another legitimate push because talent within WWE. He did have a good run first as United States champion. I don't know. Anyway, only time can tell as to where WWE will take the United States Championship, and hopefully, it will start to become relevant again within the company. But like I said, we'll save that discussion about championships and their relevancy in the WWE for another video. And the Divas champion Paige taking on Natalya for the 3rd straight time. We saw it on Raw. She lost because of AJ. We saw there was no AJ during the good wrestling match. Again, prove you can both be extremely talented in the ring and still what Natalya and Paige accomplished, in my opinion, in this. WWE don't take Divas against it. Go, oh, I broke a nail. We need to stop the match. No, you need to get good talent. When people tune into a wrestling program to see wrestling, they don't tune in to see idiots running around the ring going, oh, I broke my nail. No, that's not what you tune into a wrestling program for. But Paige hits the Paige turner on Natalya, gets the win. A lot of fans were a little bit disappointed from what I was able to recollect, and a lot of people wanted to see Natalya get another 3rd straight win over Paige, but describe what AJ Lee was doing as just mind games with Paige. And I know you.
Well, you kind of went a little glitchy there, Billy. But yeah, honestly, I wouldn't mind being Paige at that exact moment when AJ started hugging all up on her. Yes, sir.
You kind of glitched what you were saying right there, man, when you started thinking about it, weren't you?
A little bit. Hey, I did crazy shit.
Yeah, of course you do. But following that, we had the Seth Ambrose and Kane delivering Dean Ambrose's eulogy. Based on what happened last week, and again, something I'm going to say once again, because a Twitter user tweeted to me saying that, he thought Dean Ambrose was actually dead. That's not the case. Dean Ambrose was going to film a movie. So they had to do something to write him off TV. With the cinder blocks was basically WWE writing him off TV so he can go do that movie. Dean Ambrose is fine and well. Roman Reigns didn't take too kind to it. You know, they had to pick up the slack in the storyline of the Authority versus former Shield members, and with Ambrose being out, you know, being written off to go do that movie, the only other person that is available to pick up the storyline is Roman Reigns. You know, we already saw Seth Rollins feud with Dean Ambrose, but Dean Ambrose wasn't the only person that he was feuding with over the break of the Shield. Roman Reigns was also in the Shield too, so it kind of makes sense to see him out there. They do make a matchup later on the evening with you know, courtesy of Corporate Kane. Seth Rollins and Kane would take on Roman Reigns in a handicap match. We'll talk about that match when we get to it. But up next is something definitely we got a lot of fans talking on Monday Night Raw last night, or a couple of nights ago, Lance, is the World Tag Team Championship on the line. The Usos taking on Gold and Stardust is kind of how they're coining it. It's not just Goldust and Stardust or the Dust Brothers. The way they're, you know, introing them now is Gold and Stardust. But what really happened, what's got a lot of people talking, is what happened at the finish of the match. Jey Uso gets a knee injury. He throws Stardust back into the ring, but Jey Uso, unable to get back into the ring, gets counted out. So the Gold and Stardust win the match by countout, but they don't win the World Tag Team Championship. Goldust gets on the microphone, says, you know what? No, that's crap. You did that intentional, our one and only shot, and you got yourself intentionally counted out. I want a rematch right now. And then Gold and Stardust started attacking the Usos. And I think one of the, Lance, in my mind, one of the main reasons why they turned Goldust and Stardust heel against the Usos, what other heel tag teams are there in the WWE? Legitimate heel tag teams in the company besides Harper and Roman to go after the Usos and feud over the tag team championship? I can't think of any.
Well, you got, I guess technically these guys could be heels, but I consider them jobbers. You got it right back. So, but they're just jobbers now. But yeah, we definitely need more, maybe one or two more heel tag teams to balance it out. Because you got, I'm going to say like six face tag teams and like two heel. Maybe one or two more just to even it out.
Definitely. But they need a more depth tag team division, and again, that'll be another topic. You know, we're gonna try to do more topical discussions here on WGS-TV, guys, both video game and wrestling related. So, that's definitely another topic to talk about, the depth of the tag team division in wrestling today. But following that, we learn that the Damian Sandow identity crisis continues. Let us explain. The Intercontinental Champion Doves was slated to I'm a movie star, and as a movie star, we have stunt doubles. You're going to take on my stunt double in the form of Damian Mizdow, which was basically just Mizdow or Sandow, just basically getting squashed on by Ziggler while the Miz was on commentary, and all I can see is, Lance, when will the pain ever end?
All I can say is, Damian Sandow, you poor bastard, and Miz, you're not a movie star, you're a restricted DVD star.
That's a good one. That's definitely a good one right there.
And that is really the truth.
Yeah. Following that, we had what was supposed to be the reconciliation of Nikki and Brie Bella that just went horribly wrong. And I'm not just talking about storyline either. I'm talking about Nikki Bella on the mic. Now, I said on last week's Raw review, and of course on the one yesterday, that Nikki Bella on the microphone last week was actually decent. She was last week. This week's Monday Night Raw, Lance?
No. I get edgy stuff. I mean, edgy promos. I like edgy promos, but when they're carried out well, this wasn't. And well, people say, "Oh shit, Nikki slapped King." It ain't the first time King's been slapped by a beautiful woman.
Yeah. At one point, Nikki Bella was screaming tonight in the womb. Yeah, that didn't really suck me into the ball. It was just basically showing Nikki Bella mad at Brie, and they're going to lead to a match. Next was the 2-on-1 handicap match. Kane and Seth Rollins taking on Roman Reigns. More to talk about with what happened after the Kane and Seth Rollins for the duration of the match. Kane gets speared, but as Reigns comes in with the Money in the Bank briefcase, hits him with it, causing a disqualification. The Grove Street, the curb stomp onto the cinder blocks. And takes one of the cinder blocks, throws it at Seth Rollins. Rollins ducks, it disintegrates all over the steel post as Rollins gets the hell out of there. So again, they needed to do something. You know, up in several weeks, they have to pick up on more angles and more storylines. And of course, like we said earlier, with Ambrose being written out to go do that movie, they have to pick up the storyline with somebody. And the only other person to pick up the storyline who's actually involved in it, Lance, is Roman Reigns.
Yeah, because if he's trying to crush everybody in the Shield, like I think it was JBL or Cole said, it might have been King, I don't know. So there was more than 2 people in the Shield, and then, well, it's the obvious choice.
Yep, definitely. Definitely. I can't wait to see how they go next with this one. Up next, the return of Fernando to the Los Matadores as Fernando, Diego, and El Torito take on Neil, commentary as Slater and the Gator. I'd still like to know how they came up with. It was a match. I cannot tell you for certainty who was in the ring for the Matadors, if that was Fernando or Diego, aka the way the masks are. You know, it does best to shield their faces so we can't tell who from who. But O'Neal throws Irish whips one of the Matadors into Heath Slater, and first like sometime a crucifix pin by the Matadores, and Los Matadores gets the win, and more issues for Slater and the Gator. That's all we can. That they were pushing Jack Swagger towards Bo Dallas and a feud with him, you know, from what happened earlier on in the evening. I think we had more evidence of it now. Kingston bully botching the finish, the running Bulldog on Facebook saying, "Oh, I hope he really botches it up and messes up," but that didn't happen. Bo gets the win, and then as he was, you know, doing the heel thing, ragging on Jack Swagger, prompts Swagger to come out, kind of does an Olympic slam of sorts onto him, and just kind of leaves him laying. So again, if we didn't have any evidence, enough evidence of Bo Dallas and Jack Swagger leading to a feud and a match, then we definitely have more of it now. But main event, well, the main event, it first started out as Cena taking on Bray Wyatt there, you know, because we saw it happen at WrestleMania. You know, we saw everybody jumping on the bandwagon of Bray Wyatt simply because he was going against John Cena, and how everybody hates John Cena, and they figured, you know, we're going to cheer for anybody going against John Cena. Even though we booed the hell out of him going against Jericho, we like Cena to that. Kind of showing himself a little bit of a different light, Lance. We saw him, throw some suplexes. We haven't seen him before, and maybe would you call that a little bit of a different side to John Cena?
A little bit, yeah. But he definitely needs to change up bring more of that out, because it's the whole Superman gimmick, little bit stale.
Yeah, it's a little bit dry. I will give y'all that. It is a little bit dry. If they tweak it just a little bit, I think they can actually make it better. But one thing I wasn't surprised to see Harper and Rowan interfere in the match, and out comes Big Show and Mark Henry to make the save, which turns and the Authority goes to the Teddy Long School for making tag team matches, and we got a 6-man tag as the main event. John Cena, Big Show, and Mark Henry taking on the Wyatt family, where we just see Cena just go Super Cena all over the Wyatt family. And now Cena launches the STF on Luke Harper. Harper taps out. Then Cena gets up, hits the Attitude Adjustment on Eric Rowan. And Big Show, Mark Henry, who catch Bray Wyatt, think about that statement right there, throws him into the ring. Cena gives him the Attitude Adjustment, and then to cap off the evening, John Cena hits the Attitude Adjustment on Luke Harper, basically saying, you know what, I may have gotten my butt whooped at SummerSlam, but that's not going to happen again. And a lot of fans seem to disagree with the finish to Monday Night Raw like that, Lance.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we've seen Cena do time after time. We've seen him the Wyatt family before. Just like, isn't nothing really new, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's time for Facebook fan reviews, guys and gals. Whenever you send in reviews to facebook.com/WGS-TV, we definitely need your reviews and your comments out loud here on the review. We're going to start with our good friend Casey Cunningham. Casey says, I, for one, enjoyed most of Raw. I will admit I don't care about the Bella feud until Bryan comes back, and it turns into Bryan and his Bella versus Cena and his Bella. Interesting twist there by Casey. It's very interesting to see if WWE actually does go that route. He also goes on to say, very impressed with Roman Reigns. Can't talk him up enough. Funniest moment, though, the Miz stunt double, LOL, Mizdow, even wore his tights. Great TV. I don't care who you are, and Ziggler won. RVD losing and leaving kind of sucks, and hopefully the King of Swing gets a decent push again, since there is zero chance of him, and the Heftar and Goldust was not expected, but which made it that much better. The worst part that I saw was Paige beating up Natty. When will she get a shot at the title again? I get AJ and Paige are feuding, but it would shake things up by making it a triple threat match. Indeed it would, Casey. The last match was great. I believe the heel turn for Cena is closer than a lot of people think. I give Raw 8 out of 10. Interesting comments there by Casey, huh, Lance?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of don't see the whole Cena and Nikki being an on-stream perfect angle, because they keep those two away from me till they both got to play. Like, Cena getting the heel? Oh, no, can't do that.
All right, up next we had a comment from Sharon Salen, if I'm saying, and the only comment that Sharon made says, Fearless Nikki versus Brie mode. That's the only thing that Sharon wrote there. I'm not exactly sure as to, her interpretation of it. But anyway, our final Facebook fan review comes from Michael Andrew Flores. Michael says, didn't see much of Raw because I forgot it was on. When I did watch it, it was Roman entertaining. It was boring, so I turned and watched something else. Turned back to it and was watching Cena. It looked like they're building him to turn heel or be Super Cena. I didn't finish. Again, it was just boring. From what I watched, I rated a 3, maybe 4 out of 10 as for entertaining and wrestling. But on a scale of yawns, I give it a 7 out of 10 yawns. Lance, do you think Michael might be just being a little bit over
Just a little bit. I mean, was it the greatest?
critical on him?
Was it the greatest? No. Was it the worst? Hell no. So I've actually fallen asleep during Raw before. Like that prior to Raw 1000, where it was just bad. A couple times, people had to wake me up.
Yeah,
It's nowhere near that bad.
I've had those instances as well, but those were for other reasons. It wasn't because of the pure boredom of the show. But anyway, scores and our picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw this week. Monday Night Raw is indeed a very decent show. I can't agree with a lot of the fans, especially a lot of the people in the YWC, saying that this was a terrible Monday Night Raw because they hate John Cena, and they hate seeing Cena, and they disagree with Cena being out there. Let's get one thing perfectly clear. You may hate Cena, but here's the thing. You're still talking about him. You're still doing what the WWE wants, and that is talking about the product and definitely talking about John Cena. There's no disagreeing over the fact that John Cena has that star power to put people's butts in seats because they want to be there to either cheer or boo the guy, and you cannot deny WWE, and you cannot deny the fact that they're doing that. Just you guys out there hate John Cena and you don't want to see him in the WWE anymore. He's doing his job. He's making us talk about him, and he is raking in the moolah for WWE. You know, you guys cannot deny that. But anyway, it was indeed a very decent show. I got to go, in my opinion, to the six-man tag. I thought it was an intense finish to Monday Night Raw. It was good to see Cena, dial up the notch a bit. Like I've said, I don't want Cena to turn heel. In my opinion, I think that would be a bad move for WWE because, again, he does rake in the cash for the company, and if you don't rake in the money for WWE, then why are you there in the first place? But, it was good to see them tweak him up just a little bit, show some aggression. He threw some good suplexes. The first one with him and Wyatt, it looked a little off kilter because I'm not sure if maybe Cena, didn't have the grip right, or maybe Wyatt didn't push off in the right way he was supposed to for the throw. But after that, he threw some really good, very decent suplexes in the match, showing Lesnar, I can throw suplexes just like you can, although I'm not going to do it in abundance like what apparently WWE thought was a good idea to do, have him throw 16 German suplexes end of the year. I still don't agree with WWE's decision to have they could have the match content be a little bit different, but that's another story for another day. As far as I'm concerned, worst segment of the night was the Bella reconciliation. Nikki Bella just did not at all suck me into the storyline. Did not make it believable. She was okay on the microphone last week, but there's a difference between last week and this week, and there was saying, "Oh, I wish she would have died." They could have done without that line. In my opinion, they could have done without that line. That was a terrible line, in my opinion. WWE shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have said, "Oh, we want you to say this on the microphone." No, didn't sell it, in my opinion. But to me, that was probably the only low point, other than the fact that the Damian Sandow identity crisis is still continuing in the WWE. But with that being said, I'm going to give it a 3.75 out of 5. Lance, over to you. What's your overall score and your pick for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw this week?
Overall, I'll give it a 3.5. Best match, I gotta disagree with you. To me, the best match was for the number one contendership of the U.S. title. That was just a friggin' awesome match.
United States title, right?
Yeah, number one for the U.S. title, yeah. Worst segment, but the bell thing. They need to go to segment school or something. Because them two together, even though they're sisters, they should have chemistry. It does not work. Best segment. AJ going crazy on Paige. I did mind games.
Yeah. I think a lot of people out there do. But speaking of those people,
I gotta pull a bay. I gotta honorably mention the new tag team I now call the Poor Bastards, Slater and the Gator.
Yeah,
He's gonna kill me for it, but I don't care.
Yeah, the new 3MB. But what we want to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw this week? We definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Lance, what can fans expect to see when they come visit your channel over on youtube.com/LanceMossTV?
I got album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, redneck gourmet cooking videos, musical equipment reviews, and, well, a bunch of rants. And if you hadn't subscribed, why hadn't you?
I did.
Fans, don't forget to like the Facebook page, facebook.com/WGS-TV. And don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZepFXTV Network if you haven't already. So for the incomparable Lance Moss from Lance Moss TV, I'm the WrestleGamer, Double B Bully Boudreaux, saying thank you very much for watching.